we're going to go back on in just a second. Thomas says AAOI bounce and ACI tends to move with it as it's in the same industry, but it's not moved yet. What's your thoughts? All right, I will look at both of those. Just give me a few seconds, my good friend. All right, Linderman said he's canceling his McDonald's and CVS setup. All right. We were watching it. We were keeping an eye on it, but it does not look like they're going to trigger. So CVS and McDonald's, Linderman is canceling. So those broke through some stops. AMD, so there are a few traders in long on AMD right now. It looks a little bit bullish. Shopify, I think I can take Shopify off the list. It looks okay. Nice lower shadow. We talked indefinitely about how many tech stocks looked bullish, and yeah, I think it was a good buying opportunity. So Shopify, nice long lower shadow. Probably take that one off the list. So Thomas was asking about AAOI. AAOI, beautiful bounce off of that old resistance, new support. Really, really good buying opportunity. Old resistance, we actually played that support right there, Thomas, once, and that worked out okay. Nice long lower shadow, so that one's looking pretty good. AAOI does have some huge spreads, though. I agree. So Acacia Technologies, ACIA. Really is just trading sideways for right now. So what I was looking about AAOI, Steve, was if it can close above $49.77, I'd feel more comfortable about going long at that point in time. That's pretty much it. So the daily chart, I mean, if you zoom really, really far out, it's just been chopping around, which is good, right? You want to do a buy low, sell high. So for right now, it doesn't look too bad. If it closes above 49.77, it looks good. Thomas, did you ever trade the channel? All the time, my man, all the time. Brad just texted you. Just did. That's funny. Donna says simple equals short term. Nope, simple is long term. So let me do this. How to trade long-term moving averages. And I'll post this in the chat pane. Give me just a few seconds. And this one kind of explains the moving averages that I use and how I use them and why. So for anyone who is interested in learning about how I do long-term moving averages and how I use them, I just posted that link in the chat pane. And this is also what the video is entitled right here. Someone asked about SPY. We're posting some charts in the chat pane about that right now. Let's open that up really quick. So here's a chart that someone's asking about SPY. This is another rendition. Okay. So nice triangle pattern here on SPY. So I like it, Linderman. So really that could break out bullish or bearish. Really quick, let's hop over to Netflix and we're going to adjust the Netflix trade. So what do I mean by adjust? I'm about to increase the stop and then put a target. Jamie says, do you use any lower indicators? What's a lower indicator mean, Jamie? Does that mean just like where you put it on the chart, like it's using the bottom of your screen? RSI, MACD. I use both of those. Very rarely though. Very rarely. So for those of you who are asking about indicators, I have videos on those as well. I got videos on just about everything. So let's go how to use RSI in real life. One of the tips for anyone who's watching this recording, sorry, I didn't type it in right. If you type in anything you want to learn, followed by the term real life trading, you will probably get a video on it. So for those of you who want to learn about RSI, I have a video called how to use the RSI indicator in real life. And I also have the same thing for MACD. How to use MACD in real life. There we go. The reason I don't personally have it on the screen right now, Jamie, not to sound ostentatious, but I really already know what the MACD and RSI is doing by looking at the candles, number one. And number two, it's much, much easier to see if I have a very clean screen for all of the students and the traders out there. Would you guys agree? Type in a 7 if it's a pretty easy screen to follow and you can see it a lot better. And I do that intentionally, because a lot of traders, if you got 100,000 indicators everywhere, you have no idea what the heck I'm doing or why. So I also like to keep it a little bit cleaner for the traders who are viewing my screen as well. So very good question. All right, so what we're going to do on Netflix is I'm going to make this the target. And we're going to exit a quarter of our position here. And we're going to increase the stop to, really, let's just go ahead and put the stop to break even. I mean, you can put the stop right below break even, but at this point, the trade is working and we shouldn't really lose money on it. Let's do the stop at 151.65 just so that we get like a penny of slippage or something. Guru says, too much indicators creates indecision in the mind. I agree. Less is more in trading. All right, folks. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting in the chat pane target 1 on Netflix is 155.36 to exit 1/4 of your positions. And let's increase stop to break even. I'll just type in 151.65. We could get stopped out for break even. I'm not going to deny that at all. It might be a little bit of an aggressive stop, but this trade is going against the market, right? The market was gapping down. So I want to be a little cautious on that because it could roll over at any moment. Okay. Roberts has made a quick R on target reversal. Nice job, dude. Was that the double top you were talking about? Yes, it was. Good job, man. Amazing double top call out. That was very pretty. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Netflix, keep going, baby. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything you might have a question on or anything you want to chat about? Again, today is Mentorship Monday, so this is a great time to ask. Steven says Apple broke the high of the day. Apple did indeed break the high of the day. I was looking at trading puts on it, but decided against it. I feel like the market was prime and ready for a bounce. Folks, we talked about it, and it's everywhere you want to see it. This was a great bounce, I feel like, on the tech stock. I feel like a lot of these bounces was really, really pretty. I think we form a big hammer today, and I think we go higher tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Just my guess, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Very good chance. AT&T, long-term, TJ, I love it. AT&T and Verizon, I know you and I have chatted a lot about these stocks via the real-life stock reviews, and this is a phenomenal support. So look at this weekly chart, man. This is a buy low, sell high. Very, very pretty, very gorgeous. Everything looks nice. Short term, might be able to do a day trade on it. Let's see. Inverted head and shoulders pattern. Nice. It hasn't closed yet, obviously. We got to see if it's going to close above there. But let's see if AT&T can close above that particular price. And if it does, that looks pretty good, man. As a little bit of a longer term buy low, sell high type of trade setup, in my opinion. Ben says, is Disney rolling over? Let's go look at Disney and find out. Disney looks like it's filling that gap some, yeah. It was a retest gap. So this is the 15-minute chart right now, Ben. And again, we did not get triggered into Disney, right? High five, buddy, for being patient. So this is a retest on Disney. It's happening right now. I don't personally have a plan to play Disney, but this would be what you're looking for. So for whoever is looking at playing Disney, it appears it would be a nice buy low, sell high setup. Let's see, what else we got? What else we got? Sorry, I'm just scrolling up. There's a lot of chatting, which is great. Avery says, when does the afternoon class start? Starts at 5 p.m. New York time, 5 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. Is the recording for that sent to us, or is it on YouTube? Both. I will put it on YouTube and I will send it to you. Avery, I'm doing everything you could possibly want this week. If you're thinking that you want something, you'll probably get it. It's going to be awesome. Great question, though. Yeah, so it's Friday afternoon class is also free and available for everybody. Anthony says, are we able to use the Rocket Chat also? If so, what is the server? Rocket Chat. That's a solid question, Anthony. I don't know what that is, my man. What is Rocket Chat, brother? Your chat program. My chat program, Rocket Chat. We use Zoom. That's what you're using right now. Zoom, yeah, sorry. I was like Rocket. I didn't. Yes, Zoom. Are we able to use it? Yeah, so you're using it right now. And keep using it. Yeah, man. You were able to use it. So yeah, it's no separate app, exactly. So it's just the Zoom application. You can chat right here live. We also do have a Slack channel. So this is only for those who subscribe to the trading rooms. So when you guys decide this week if you want to join either the morning and or the afternoon room, you will get access to an incredible group of traders. This is a phenomenal social media interaction. It's not Facebook, it's not LinkedIn. It's our own separate thing for traders. So you'll get access to that, and that's where you can get text alerts that go to your phone for any day trades or swing trades that we place. You can see the famous Zane saying hi everyone right there. He's now famous again. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really easy. We've got most of the bases covered for you. Linda says, will the afternoon room be the same link this evening? That's a phenomenal question. No, ma'am. The link is going to be different. For those who are in the chat pane, I'd be happy to give you that link again. I will be emailing it out later this afternoon, though. But the link is going to be different. So what I will do, for those who are asking, I will be posting the afternoon link in the chat pane momentarily. Maritza says, will you be in the trading room every day, Monday through Friday? Yes, ma'am, I'm here. All right. So give me about 17 more seconds. Let me get that link in here. This is fun, guys. You're doing awesome. What a good day. I just hope Netflix can move a little bit higher, a little bit quicker. Why is this not working? Hold on. Perfect. Sorry about that. All right. So for those who want the afternoon link, I'm about to post it in the chat pane right now. I can't remember if people can see that chat pane or not. But Deborah just posted as well. Thanks, Deb. I appreciate that. She beat me to it, man. You are fast. I like it. I like it. All right. I'm slowly getting there. I'm slow. Sorry, guys. So here's the afternoon link. Afternoon. And again, I will be recording it for anyone who can't make it live. And yeah. Deborah says, you're welcome. How did my email you sent? Awesome. You're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fred says, good luck all. We'll monitor Slack. See ya. Take care, man. I appreciate it. Now to give you, so for those of you who are here and who are asking, let's just kind of give you a little bit of a preview and a glimpse into the next upcoming weeks, shall we? Since you're here, you're asking about it, we might as well discuss it. Give me about 27 seconds. Marissa says, who leads Mondays and Fridays? Well, we'll talk about that right now. So the way the morning room works is obviously I can't do every hour of every day. Otherwise, I would leave my voice. My voice would be gone because we talk almost nonstop. So Mentorship Monday, I do Mentorship Monday every month. I am in the room Monday through Friday, every day. I will be here. Bitcoin breakfast, yeah, Zane. Can't tell you about that though. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week, you're gonna get Brad is gonna rock out the 1s and 2s between 9 and 12 Eastern, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Thursday you're gonna get Latoya from 9 to 12. And really, that way you can experience different styles of trading. You can experience different voices. You can experience different viewpoints and philosophies on the market and on life. And then Friday, I'll be here all day. So every single Friday, I am here in the room all day long, and from 9 to 2 Eastern. I do take a lunch break, obviously. I like to eat food, but that just is just an idea of what's going on in the future. Trust me, you're going to want to trade with Brad and Latoya. They are both better than I am as far as trading goes. They are incredible, and you do not want to miss it. Latoya and Brad are some phenomenal traders. Marissa says, Monday, is it closed? No. Today is Monday, right? So we're open this Monday, next Monday, the next Monday. The market is closed on July 3rd, right? You guys know that, correct? So we're not going to be here on the 3rd of July because that's 4th of July weekend for 4th of July holidays for the United States traders. So Maritzi, it was the same when you were in the room earlier. When you were here a few months ago, it's the exact same. So Mondays, Fridays, I'm there every day of the week, Monday through Friday, for at least 2 hours a day. At least 2 hours. All right, so Netflix, I'm trying to figure out if we should increase the stop or what we should do. Luke says, need to go. Are the next few hours crucial, or was the past hour the best? What do other people do if they need to leave the room for a couple hours? Hey, leave the room, man. Go to work, do your thing, go to sleep, whatever you need to do. Like I said, I'll be updating. When you do join, Luke, we'll be updating everything in Slack, so you can just look at Slack to see what we're doing. You got your targets. If we're in a trade, you always have your targets. You always have your stop. You always know what's happening with everything. So set the trade, walk away, go enjoy your afternoon. Guru says the 50 EMA on the 5-minute could be a resistance on Netflix. It very well could. And I'm trying to determine how much to take off there because it is working. Netflix is working, but it's going a little bit slower than I would like. Hi. All right, give me just a few quick seconds. Let me go through this list again on the 5-minute chart to see if there's anything else out there. I think we can take McDonald's off the list. Disney is retesting. Amazon has moved higher. So Amazon broke the high of the day. GE, not doing much. Tesla. Ooh, Tesla, ladies and gentlemen. Look what I drew this morning. Type in a 2 if you remember me drawing that. So Tesla has broken above that resistance. Really good looking move. And now it is retesting. So that was hours ago we created that plan. What to do with it now? Well, it did retest. Look, man, that 10 looks strong. Yep. So Tesla looks pretty good. So we're going to keep Tesla on the list and see if we can play this little pennant pattern breakout. Apple has broken the high of the day. OCUL, I think we can take OCUL off the list. It hasn't really done very much. CHK, I think we can take that off the list too. It's not really doing that much. AMD, is anyone still in AMD? Type in a 1. Again, I'm not in this trade at all, but there are some real life traders who are tracking it. Tev is still in. All right, awesome, Tev. I'll keep an eye on it. What's your target? Melanie is in as a swing. You got it, Melanie. Thanks for letting me know. Target one, if I was in AMD, would be about 1240. Oh, Tev's in a swing as well. Okay, cool. So you guys are in swing trades. Got it. Owner said just sold at 1230 from 1173. Great trade. Well done. Duncan bounce. I think we can take Duncan off the list. SIMO, I think we can take off the list. CIEN. So Ben, CIN's looking good. So Ben, I'm sorry, this is Tev. Sorry, you're in CY. So Ben, here's your objective, man. You need to make more on CY than you lost on ALLY. Those are the only two trades I want you to take today. Make money, leave, and I'll see you tomorrow. Does that sound like a plan? All right. 50-50, right? Lose on one trade, win on another trade, make money, keep it up. That's all I want. Make more money than you lose. Lawrence Murray, do you have any questions? Laura, what about yourself? Does anybody have any questions? If you do, let me know. Nancy Morfin's in the building. What's up, Nancy? How are you? Paul, how's it going, Paul? Ralph Miller is here. What's up, Ralph? CVS, I think we can take CVS off the list. That had a really good breakdown, but we missed that one. Tev is also in CIEN. So Tev, you're looking good on that one so far. Apple, good to go bullish. Yes. What's your plan on it? Okay. So my biggest question on Netflix, we are up on this trade. We called this trade out about an hour before it triggered. I could have had to stop a little bit more aggressive, and I thought about it. Let me go look at the Qs over here, see what the Qs are doing. I'm looking at the Qs. I think we go up a little bit higher. Ralph, that's a very kind word, man. Thank you. Ed says, Jeremy, time for the gym. Greatly appreciate the open house. We'll check out the evening recap. You rock, dude. My man, I'm just trying to be like you. Go pump that iron. Have fun. Get that swole on. Size is the prize. Size is the prize. Pain is the gain. All right, so over to Netflix. How long do I want to hold this retest here? Because really on the 15-minute chart, it does look like we're coming into a pretty solid resistance. This is tough. So this is where a lot of experience comes in. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to kind of navigate traders through what I'm thinking, through what they're thinking. We're hitting the 10 EMA on the 15, which is usually a pretty brutal moving average to get through. Let me turn on the extended hours and see if that changes my mind. So we're hitting the 50 EMA right now on the extended hours. Are we going to make it through there or not? I am kind of debating on exiting and then getting back in on a pullback, but I don't really want to miss the gains. I could also increase the stop. I mean, we've been in the trade for a bit now. Do I want to move the stop up to here? 152.82. That would definitely lock in a profit. The challenge with that is we could easily at this point just retest these moving averages and then bounce off again. Or should I exit here and just take the profit and then look for something else? Lock in a gain. Let's do that. Let's lock in a gain together since we're here, because a lot of you are in this trade. So let's go make some money really quick. Let's get pumped. Let's be excited about it. So let's exit Netflix here for the hundreds in Netflix right now. Let's exit at market, make a small gain, and come back for more later. All right, so give me a few quick seconds. So again, I'm usually more concerned about what I'm trading, what I'm getting into, and what I do to help you guys out on that. Again, pretty liquid stock. Netflix is. All right, cool. So definitely some selling. So I think that was a good time. I think it was a good time to do it. So again, that was a trade that we were in long on, right? We were in bullish. We wanted to go up. So we could theoretically consider taking that trade again if it pulls back. I will consider that actually. Awesome. Small gain, I know, but hey, the rest of the tech sector looked stronger than Netflix did. But we can always buy it again. It's never a bad idea to lock in gains if you're unsure of what to do and then try to get yourself in front of the market again. All right, we're really pulling back now. This is nice. Okay, it's about a quarter of an hour of profit on Netflix. Nothing great, nothing amazing, but I dig it. Win says never lose taking profit. That is true. Jonathan says, what time do you start looking for the afternoon rollover setups? That's a great question, man. Around 11:10 Central. I do go to lunch, by the way. I do eat food. So in about 40 minutes or so, I'm gonna go take a lunch break and I'll put on a trading video for you guys. Just something to watch while I'm gone. So I'll be in about 40 minutes or so. But yeah, a lot of afternoon trades happen around 12:15, 12:30 Eastern. Kevin says, thanks, Jam. Took McDonald's bullish up 2R already. Nice, Kevin. Well done. That's the other beautiful part about the room, man, right? Everyone's doing different things, but when people request certain stocks and I pull up these certain stocks, you might see something that either you didn't see before or I didn't see before, or you might really like the momentum or the wave structure and you might be taking a trade on it. And that's kind of the goal and the objective, right? So Disney had a good roll over there. Amazon, so looking to see what Amazon is going to do. GE looks a little bit weak. Tesla broke out. All right, let's see if we can take Tesla. Win says, Kramer says Amazon will make techs go up again. Yeah, techs are going to go higher. I have very little question, very little doubt in my mind that'll occur. So Tesla did a retest. Is anyone in on Tesla? Again, I'm not right now, but the plan that we drew early this morning worked out flawlessly. That was a really, really good setup. So I'm going to try to do a buy off of here. Limit buy, and I'm going to determine if I'm going to do options or shares. And the only way I'm going to determine that is go and actually look at the option pricing chart and the pricing chain, option chain, and see what we got, how much volatility, all that kind of good stuff. I'll probably go with shares though. So it did retest. That actually played out just like we planned it. So it was very pretty. Okay. So Tesla. Ricky says, hey, bro, slice bullish on Snap, Apple, NVIDIA, and Shop today. All right, champ. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so give me about 6 more seconds. Yeah, I like that close. I don't know if Tesla fills right here or not, but I'm okay to set that up. TSLA 362.62, limit buy with a stop loss at 359.54. So I'm looking for this to pull back to retest. And I'm just going to do shares. And again, to give an idea, like if you're taking this trade right now, or you're planning on taking this trade, let's say you have a $50 risk unit. $50, 362. So you do 362.62 minus 359.54 is $3.08. right? 308. So if you have a $50 risk divided by $3.08, you're going to come up with 16 shares. Now, 16 shares on Tesla would cost you about $6,000, but you'll notice that it's not, an absorbent amount of money. Even if you had a smaller account being, $3,000 with margin, you could take this trade. Lindemann says, why do you like Tesla so much but it hardly gapped? That is a great question. And the answer is actually within that question, because it hardly gapped. Most of the tech stocks gapped down huge and got bought up. Tesla barely gapped and therefore shows more strength to me than the other tech stocks. And you have this 10 EMA on the daily chart that acted as a very, very nice support today. Third reason is this is exactly the setup that I drew early this morning. So I said early this morning that I want it to break above resistance, and I'll look to play the retest. That's pretty much why. Baba, is Baba in the same category, says Brian. Yep, Baba's in the same category. Baba is definitely a retest gap, right? White candle gapping up right here. Boom, boom. So this is a really nice retest, looking for a little bit of a bounce. Okay. And Netflix, man, what a brutal move on Netflix. Jeez. Jeez Louise and a set of trees. Disney had a great retest. Nice little morning star. I miss Disney. Let me scoot Tesla up here. Ben says, CF, falling off resistance, I may exit. Yeah, it traded to a really good resistance level. Pretty solid place to take some profit. This was the low. You had some pre-market highs right there. You had the low of last week, and you had some resistance from yesterday being Friday. So that's pretty much the reason we're selling off there, is a lot of people who had bought that stock, they are selling it at that resistance to lock in profit. Yep. So remember, sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, when you are in a day trade, you might not hit exactly 2R or 3R, but if you are in a trade and it is trading at a really good resistance or support, depending on what direction you're taking the trade, and you're not up that much, but you want to snag some profit, it's okay to take either some of your position or all of your position off at a good support resistance. Nancy says, gotta go. Thanks for the open house. You are welcome. Thanks for being here, Nancy. Thanks for helping us with our mission to enrich lives. So Netflix, still gonna watch what Netflix is gonna do. Amazon was a great bullish bounce, probably goes higher. Apple, so Apple right now trading to the pre-market lows. So there's definitely gonna be some resistance right here on Apple. SPY, looks a little okay. Q's hanging out. AMD traded to a target. CIN traded to a target, and CY. Ricky, I mean, I really truly don't know, man, other than I'm assuming if you pay for the data, if it's free data, it's definitely going to show differently than mine. The best way would be is to take a picture of my chart and your chart and email it to TradingView and ask them, hey, why is mine different than his? That's the only thing I can really think of off the top of my head, brother. Ricky says, I pay for it. I have to take a picture. Yeah, sorry, man. I don't have an exact answer. I really don't know. I really truly don't. It might be because you're so good looking that the people who create TradingView are jealous. That is a possibility if you think about it. You know, they're thinking, man, I don't want this guy to have all the data because he's going to have data and the ladies. Maybe that might be it. Who knows? Gabby says, how do you determine where to set your limit buy price? Usually my limit buy price, Gabby, is simply based off of a support resistance. So Tesla filled. So we'll see if Tesla is going to be right or wrong. I truly don't know. Probably wrong, but so really it's just based on pure support resistance, Gabby. Now looking at Tesla, actually, I think I might have missed this resistance right here. We will see. We'll see how big of a factor that comes in. But here on the 5-minute chart, Gabby, realistically, I could have actually probably dropped that entry a little bit more. But you'll notice there's a support resistance right here. Would you agree, Gabby? Really good old resistance right there on the 5-minute chart. That's probably where I should have put the limit buy, and then had the stop a little bit lower. But we'll see what Tesla does. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, lose an R. If not, oh well. If some of these techs start rolling over, looks like Netflix. Well, it was a good exit on Netflix, so that's good. Ben says the whole market is rolling. It's rolling a little bit. It's rolling a little bit. SPY is pulling back some. We'll see how much of a roll we get. I'm not denying that we can't go lower from here. That's absolutely the case, but I think we should stabilize. We'll see. If we lose on Tesla, then we can always either try it again or set up another trade on something else. Oops, I forgot to put Tesla in the worksheet. Tesla. Yeah, but Gabby, usually again when I do a limit buy or limit sell, I just find an old support resistance and just go there. That's usually all I did. And again, I could have had my entry probably 20 cents lower on Tesla. $362.62. Stop was 359, 359.54. Bullish. Was a retest gap. Got a pretty good fill actually. 362.58. So that's not too bad. Ricky says, can you show Apple extended hours? Yeah, bro. What time frame do you need, Ricky? One minute. Let me turn off all the moving averages and I'm gonna get the chat pane out the way for you. Is that good? Jamie, do you have any other questions? Anyone else have any other questions? Welcome to Mentorship Monday, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just getting here. I do appreciate your time and your support in helping us with our mission to enrich lives. It means the world to me. Guru said, have you ever used Heikin-Ashi candles? I actually have not. Well, I should say I haven't. I've practiced them. I've researched them a little bit. I've used them a little bit. Not very much, though. Not very much. Vinny says, water in a beer mug. Haven't done that before. Good morning, brother. It's the only way to drink water, man. It gets my brain thinking that whatever goes in there is water. Drink this like water. Richard says hourly time frame. All right, here's the hourly time frame on Apple. Richard says for Tesla. All right. Avery says, you said that free data will look differently than your charts. I have free data with Thinkorswim. Free data through TradingView, Avery. If you have Thinkorswim, Thinkorswim is a broker, so they're going to provide you accurate data. But if you go to a charting software like TradingView, you don't pay for data, it will look vastly different. Wynn says, what broker to use for trading in your charts? My brokers are over here on a whole other computer, so I got another system over on this side. That so that way my computer doesn't die, because doing a webinar and a broker and trading and a charting software all at the same time and recording crashes pretty much any computer. So Thinkorswim is also who I trade with, Avery and Wynn. It's great software, very nice platform. Here's the hourly chart, Maurizia, on Tesla. This trade right now is stressing me out, that giant upper shadow. Are you in the morning trading room? Best place to ask questions is there in the chat pane. Sorry, busy day for me. All right, so let me go see where I'm going to be wrong on Tesla and what it's going to look like. So this is a 15-minute chart. I think we're about to get stopped out, which is okay. Yeah, I think I missed this resistance right there. I should have waited for a close above that resistance. I think we're not stopped out yet, but it looks like it's coming. Mercy says RSI is at 52.41, which says neutrality, right? RSI at 52 says anything is possible. So we'll see if RSI is just simply going to change based on what the stock price does. Guru says, is that an evening star reversal? It is indeed. Good pattern recognition, my buddy. Well done. So right now we got the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. That's going to be the determination if this trade works or not. If we get a little bit of a lower shadow on this candle, it might help, but it doesn't look that great. Netflix did pull back a little bit farther. Disney had a good bounce, really nice retest. Amazon, nothing yet. GE's trading sideways. Apple, maybe do something on Apple. SPY, a little sideways. The Qs, nothing really crazy on the Qs. All right, stopped out on Tesla, obviously. Good job, ladies and gentlemen, mitigating risk. We figured that was probably going to happen. What did I miss on this trade? I think I missed this resistance right there. We didn't quite close with that resistance on the 5-minute chart. Good try though. Only an R loss. 50-50 on the day. Made a little bit on Netflix and lost an R on Tesla. So we are down on the day. We'll see if that changes. I'll be going to lunch in about 20 minutes or so, and when we come back, we'll look for some afternoon trades. 359. I got stopped out effective at 359.48. $32 shares. Hold on, something's wrong. 362. Why is it showing 32 R's loss? Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll figure out the worksheet. There's a glitch somehow. 362, 359. That's okay. I'll have Brad look at it. Oh, 2. That's why. There we go. Right on. Got it. Thank you, folks. Thank you, thank you. All right, so again, let's go look at some other gaps that have happened. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Someone asked about American Airlines earlier. Who was that? I forget who it was. Sorry if I'm just now remembering it. There's a lot of trades going on. Jeff said, do you weight resistance and support EMAs based on chart time frame at all? Do I weight resistance and support EMAs based on chart time frame at all? I don't know what you mean, my man. Fill me in what you mean on that one a little bit more, and I'll be happy to answer that question. All right, so American Airlines, I love this breakout. This had a really, really good bullish move, and I would like to see American Airlines make it into the 55.86. I'm thinking $47 is a really good old resistance, new support to buy off of American Airlines. So I think a pullback into there would be pretty adequate if you're looking at buying the dip. Let me go look through some gap ups. I want to look for some gap ups that seem strong. Jeff said, in other words, would you use the EMA on the 15-minute chart, meaning more than you do on the 5? Would the EMA on the 15-minute chart mean more to you than on the 5-minute chart? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, the bigger the time frame, the more anything makes sense. That's a good question, Jeff. So if it's a weekly chart or a daily chart, right, the weekly is going to mean more than the daily. And if it's a daily chart versus an hourly chart, the hourly is going to mean more than the daily is going to mean more than the hourly, so on and so forth. So if there's a moving average on the 15-minute chart, it's probably gonna be stronger than the moving average on the 1 minute chart. Great question, sir. We did look at Bank of America earlier today. It was a very small gap, and it hasn't done anything really. So it was a white candle gapping up. It kind of bounced a little bit, but then ended up breaking through. I'm looking for a gap up that has some strength, and Target was one of them. Oh, Tesla, you dirty animal, you. Target, nothing there on Target. Let's go look at ConocoPhillips. ConocoPhillips, this is a nice little breakout on Conoco. It's a pretty good gap. White candle gapping up, nice little retest gap. Let's put Conoco on the list because right now I'm starting to search for some afternoon trades. Conoco, let's go look at Nike. So I'm just looking at gap ups right now. Awesome, Sean. Thank you very much, man, for those kind words. I appreciate it. So Dean's in a covered call on Nike, made a little bit of a higher high and a higher low today. I don't think it's a very good day tradable gap, but hanging out. Justin said, not sure if you looked at Verizon. Yep, we looked at that one a few times, but I can easily look at it again, my friend. Are you looking at it for a day trade or a swing trade or a long-term trade or what? Pull back to a really nice support. So it looks like Verizon is channeling and it's in the middle of that support right now. If you're looking at it for a day trade, we can put Verizon on the list. That's fine. There's definitely a little bit of an edge to it. So there is certainly some edge on Verizon. Back over to Tesla. So that was dirty. So Tesla did retest. So what I'm going to plan on Tesla, I might try this one again, maybe. Maybe. What I would need to see is I would need to see the next 5 or 10 minutes be a little neutral. And then I need to see Tesla break above that bearish candle right there. So kind of forming a morning star reversal. So again, I'm planning this one for the future. Let me see, let me let it trade sideways for a little bit. And we'll continue to look at it. Otherwise, it'll just be a trade that we missed out on, that we lost on, no big deal. UPS, another gap up, and then I'll look at GDEN. UPS was a good gap. Still in a channel, though, right now on the daily chart. So UPS in a channel, not much happening on that one. GDEN, that was a great gap. Golden Gap Entertainment. I can see in here, but can't interact. Can you try to find the chat pane? You should be able to. Let me see if I can find you in here. Then it says chat pane looks like a speech bubble, top right of the screen. Yep. Trying to see if I can message. I don't think I can. Give me a few more seconds. Gupta wants to look at silver. We can look at silver in just a few moments. That's weird. GDEN, are we gonna be able to trade this afternoon? This was a great gap. Volume is a little bit light on GDEN. We can kind of see this in the 5-minute chart right now. You got a lot of gaps. Yeah, volume is pretty light, but it's a great gap on the daily chart. Could be good as a swing trade. Day trade, maybe not. So what I will do on this one is we've been looking at Las Vegas Sands, Boyd Gaming, and a lot of other, casino type of stocks the last not too long ago. Let's go look at the last time I really published a Las Vegas Sands trade. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna put Las Vegas. I'll put GDEN on the list for Wednesday in the afternoon swing trading room. I'll pull up some Las Vegas Sands analysis and then some Boyd Gaming. So here is LVS, and LVS, this was really the last 2 or 3 times we were looking at it. But down here back in February, the 24th of February, this is where Las Vegas trade down into a really good support level. And this was a longer term trade that a lot of traders did partake in. So this is the weekly chart back on the 24th of February. I mentioned nice support. One could consider put sales, bull put spreads, owning shares, buy low, sell high, all that good stuff. And you can see they just bounced really nice off of that support. Flawless. So I could say working well. Gavin says, gotta go, Jeremy. It's been emotional. All right, I like that. Hope you enjoyed it. And then this is the Boyd Gaming, BYD. Jamie, you're welcome. My pleasure. So this is Boyd Gaming. This was also a pretty good breakout out of this looking channel looking thing. And we have broken out of that resistance as well. So I think BYD is ready to start slowly rocking and rolling also. So it should be fun to see like the casino stocks, I think, are slowly going to start creeping higher. Justin says, how do I get my chart to say bloop like that? It's a special subscription service. you gotta pay for the sound effects. All right, wonderful, wonderful. So I'm gonna be going to lunch in a little bit. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a good video for you folks to watch, something that's deep in the archives that you might not have watched before. Let me go through this list again because Tesla got the better of me and I don't like that. And I'm trying to determine if I should wait for a break above this resistance or not. So check out this pattern. Boom, boom, boom. Possible, right? With that being the case, we got a resistance right here. So that's a big resistance. And that will be a challenge between here and here because the risk reward is kind of poo. It's not that great. I'm down 0.75 R-ish realized on the day, which is fine to be down small. It's totally okay. Netflix pulled back nicely. So I think we had a good exit on Netflix. I should have my entry a little bit tighter, I think. Netflix, still a possibility for the afternoon. Amazon, maybe. GE, I think we can probably take GE off the list soon. Apple, we'll see. SPY, Qs, AMD. So we had some pullbacks. CIEN, CY pulled back hard. Good job, Ben. Let's hop over here. I have a trader asking, what is an R? So I'm gonna pull up some additional information. Just give me a few seconds. I will give you an article. For those of you who actually want to maybe read an article and or share it with your friends. Trading the R's. Let me get that pulled up. Give me about 20 seconds and I will give it for you. Here we go. So this is an article on what the R concept is. So for anyone who wants it, I'll post it to the trader who asked about it in the chat pane, and I'll also post it for everyone else. Just so that way, because we did explain it earlier today, and I will send it out as a recording. But there you go. And I'll also post that to everyone else. That's a really cool little article about it. It's also in the majority of my videos. So pretty much any video you watch, the beginner, the intermediate, the advanced, day trading, talk about the R concept. TJ said, do you have a video about analysts and stock news, whether they are important to listen to? I do not have a video on that, but I can sum that up very quickly. You know more than they do, no reason to listen to them. They can help you with ideas sometimes, but usually by the time the stock hits the news wires, TJ, it's already too late, man. If you're hearing about it on the news, the move has already happened. That's just my opinion. I haven't listened to a news analyst in 7 years, something like that, something crazy. AAOI, nice high wave candle. That's pretty. Ben says it's a good sell signal if you hear about it on CNBC. Kind of. Yeah, usually by the time it hits it, it's a little too late. Trying to see if there's anything else out there. Any other stocks that you guys want to look at? Anything else that you want to put on the watch list? Great morning of info. Enjoyed it. One trade today using Morningstar. Learn right from your video. Beautiful. I love it. I love that candle pattern for sure. I really do. CARA. All right, CARA. We were in a swing trade on this not too long ago. Right now, the biggest thing I see on CARA, the trend is bullish. The 100 simple moving average is what's helping this stock the most. So there. So it looks pretty good. If you're playing CARA, my personal opinion is the trend is bullish. Just look to buy the dip. I don't see anything radically phenomenal as far as the day trade is concerned. But the swing trade, if you're playing it, looks pretty good. I would say a longer term setup, longer term perspective would make the most sense on it to me. GDXJ, Vectors Juniors Gold Miners. Here's the weekly chart. And the interesting thing about this is even though it is an ETF, a gold miners ETF, it's on top of the long-term moving averages on a weekly, which says a lot. So the beautiful thing is we either bounce from here, obviously this is gonna sound funny, we either bounce from here or we don't. So if we break below this low, I think gold and the gold miner ETF, GDXJ, probably goes lower. Otherwise, this looks like a really nice triangle of some kind. And if we break out of here, it could be a really strong level and a good bullish trade. So it needs to happen soon. And it's at a good support. So yeah, if you're looking at going long, it makes sense to me. But if it breaks below that low, watch out. Watch out. Thomas says STX pulled into the 200 simple moving average on a daily time frame. It did indeed. So I have a buddy has a put sale at 40.50, and STX had a really strong bearish gap and go not too far ago. Really strong bearish gap and go. We traded down, we traded sideways, and traded right into the 200 simple moving average. So we will be keeping an eye on Seagate Technology to bounce off of there. Bounce with a good support, some good candles, some good volume. It by no means has to. In fact, personally, I think about I think the weekly chart. The best target on Seagate, and again, this is just my opinion, but you have a little bit of a double top right here. We close with the neckline, looking for some retests. It did retest. I think STX is going to come back down to the $37 price range, which would be a pretty sweet place to buy. Right? Joel says, thank you, man. You're welcome. Jeff says, can you give thoughts on Trivago from here? So Trivago has been interesting. TRVG. So on Trivago, we are in this trade bullish as a swing trade. And we are in 1868 by 1707. Had a really good gap. We're looking at playing it bullishly. It never played out. I'll be moving up the stop on that one tomorrow. To lose less than an R, because it does not look like this bullish swing trade is working out. We probably will get out and then look to get back in if it pulls back down to the 50. I like the short-term trends. I think it's bullish. I think focusing on it bullish makes sense, Jeff. But at this exact moment in time, I don't really see anything very much on it. I was hoping, obviously, that it would bounce bullish, but it doesn't appear that it will. Ben says the Fed meeting Wednesday might move gold. It very well might, and that's what Deborah's saying. What about a straddle trade on GDXJ? Really straddling any precious metal makes sense. I don't do a lot of straddles myself because the only way they work is if you get a good gap. GDXJ has some pretty expensive options for what it is. But if you are looking at straddling it, this week could be a big week in metals, with the Fed meeting. I think it's going to be similar to a lot of the other Fed meetings where not really much happens in the market. But overall, this particular setup on GDXJ, if you are looking at straddling it or strangling it, coming into earnings, or I'm sorry, not into earnings. If you're coming into the Fed meeting this week, which is in June, they were talking about maybe raising or not raising the rates. Depending on what they do, it absolutely could break out big one direction or another. So that being the case, Deborah, if you're comfortable and familiar with straddles or strangles, I'd say you could at least give it a shot. Guru says, for the 10, 20, 50 exponential, 100, 200 use simple, any specific reason? That's just a lot of other traders, fundamental companies, mutual funds, banks use those averages, Guru. So I figured if a lot of other people use them, we might as well also. Linneman, I believe the Fed meeting should be 2 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday. Linneman says, patience, less than an hour till the breakout. Let's go see this chart. Ooh, SPY, nice triangle. Looking pretty. So what I'm gonna do, folks, is I'm gonna go through this list really quickly. And then I'm gonna go to lunch. I'm gonna eat something to rest my voice for a few minutes. So here's the 5-minute chart on Tesla. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, is it a good thing that we got stopped out? Yes or no? The answer is yes, absolutely. Could we be losing a lot more right now? Totally. All right, we'd be down even more at this point. In fact, it kind of looks like a short play, but it's always useful to use your stops. You never want to do it when you're in a trade. Nobody inherently wants to get stopped out and lose money and be wrong, but you've got to get really good at doing that. You got to be good at accepting losses, cutting them, don't worry about it, moving on to the next trade. Are we going to trade this thing bearish? Probably not. Probably not. It wouldn't look bad. If this candle closes white right here, it wouldn't be a terrible bearish play, probably be more of a scalp. All right, Netflix. Netflix is trading sideways. Disney had a nice little retest and kind of a bounce. Amazon looks a little on the weak side. This afternoon could be fun. We could put NVIDIA on the list. GE, looks all right. Apple, oh boy, Apple. Apple could get fun, folks. It really could. This afternoon's gonna be a good afternoon. What a great day. So let's see what Apple does here. If it breaks up or breaks down, this purple line is the 100 simple moving average on the daily chart. SPY, nice little triangle forming. It's going to try to break down, possibly. It's still an inside day candle. The Qs, I don't see much on it. AMD, CIN, CY. I think Ben is out of CY, so I can take that one off the list. ConocoPhillips. It is retesting right now, actually. So I was debating on playing Conoco bullish. Verizon, not doing much, and NVIDIA. So NVIDIA up 9%, or I'm sorry, 0.9%. Does look a little more bullish. Had a really good gap, so we can keep NVIDIA on the list as well. See what she does. But this one did trade right down to that support that I was talking about earlier this morning. Pulled right down to that price. Can I check the VIX and the VXX? Sure. So the VIX had some good moves last 2 or 3 days. Really not as high as you would think with as much volatility as we've gotten the last 2 days. It is up 11%, but the VIX goes up when the market goes down. And the VXX, which is the very similar, it's a bearish derivative ETF. And when the market goes down, this also goes up based on the S&P. So the S&P says right now it's an inside day candle on the SPY. And again, here's the SPY. So we do have an inside day range, meaning today is totally within the day of yesterday being Friday. So really waiting for more of a signal before I do anything on the SPY and concurrently doing anything on the VXX or the VIX. Personally, outlined in pink, this is what I want the SPY to do. I want it to pull back and bounce. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it and we'll take it from there. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that was an amazing, very, very quick time to trade together. We've been together 3 hours and 15 minutes at this point. I'm gonna go get something to eat. What I will do is I will leave you. Let's do this. Give me 7 seconds.